Hi guys, my name's Adelaide and welcome to Adelaide Stitches. This is my YouTube channel where I talk about cross stitch. Today it is Friday the 28th of February, the last day of February. Isn't that amazing? The end of the second month of the year already. How did it go so quick? But it's good. I feel like I've got quite a bit of stitching to show you. I've done in the last week, and I have some very exciting news. I have finally finished my DMC thread organization. Yep, I floss dropped a whole DMC master set. So this is all my labels, which I should throw out, but I feel like this is a testament to all the work I did changing those skeins to put them on floss drops. I think I did have some already on floss drops, but I'm pretty sure I had to unskein and put on about 400. So it was quite an undertaking, and it did take me about 2.5 stitching nights in the last week. So 2 nights the week before and then 2.5 nights this week. And finally, I have my DMC master set all lovely and ready to go. I realized last week I didn't tell you why this was so important to me. If you've been following me for a while, you would know that I actually don't kit up my projects with threads. I pretty much stitch with DMC all the time. And then when I want to start a new project, I just stitch it from my DMC master set. That's why I like keeping it all in one unit. And that way I don't have all these threads in all my project bags. It's all here. I take what I want, I put it back. I have actually finished my inventory, that lovely spreadsheet I showed you last week, and it is so informative. I found I had 15 skeins of DMC black. I won't be buying that for a while. I think, what else did I had? I had 7 skeins of 3799, which is that dark grey, so won't need that for a bit either. And I had 4 skeins of quite a few like really random colours, like kind of browns or mustards or yeah, some bright pinks. Like, I don't know how I was buying them before. I think I'd just see a pattern, and if it said I needed 2 skeins of something, I'd be like, oh yeah, buy a few of them, and then yes. But now I know exactly what I've got. I'll put that Lord Libyan spreadsheet, the Excel one, in the details below, so you can access it if you want. It's free, it's an amazing resource, and it's going to be very useful now. And this is, can I get the drawer out at this angle? Sorry, it's a bit tricky. This is what a drawer looks like. So I have all my floss drops there. Someone did suggest to me too to put get little elastic bands and put them round to make them neater, which I've never heard of before and I have to look into. I did wonder, would you put the elastic band that way or across? But that could be a good tool too, so they don't come undone so readily. But no, really happy. If I want a colour, I just go to the number, find it out, pull it out, and then I have my floss drop ready to use. So really excited that that's done and ready to go. So sorry, I went straight into that, but I was very excited. Just pop that down. There we go. Sorry, it's hard to hold up. Okay, so what have I been working on this week? Well, I'm very excited. I have a finish, and it was a Whip Go goal too, so double exciting. I finished the Black Pearl by the Witchy Stitcher. Ta-da! Look how great it looks. I just love it. I actually can't wait to FFO it. I need to find a black frame that's a square. I just think it'll look so good and set it off so well. This is stitched with DMC 310, and it is on some 28 count, not aida, sorry, Lugana. I coffee, tea, dyed and roasted. That's how we got the burnt marks through the roasting. It's from a Stitching Housewives tutorial. They didn't burn it in the tutorial. It was just me at my first attempt. But I think the fabric is perfect for this. It looks a bit like an old treasure map that really suits the design. So I'm very excited. I started this in, I think June last year, because I saw Peggy still stitching. She's a YouTuber who has amazing videos. You should go check her out. And she was stitching it on a mauve, and gosh, it looked good, but I had this in my head and this is what I went with, and it just came out perfect. I'm so happy. It is, well, it was 5,768 stitches. So not a small, but not a big, kind of an in-between, I'd say. And I'm really happy that I finished it in less than a year, because I do find for this size, like I tend to take a year, so I was a bit quicker. But it was a really enjoyable stitch. I think being monochromatic, you could just kind of set and go. And yeah, I know a few people now are going to be stitching this one, so I'm excited to see what fabric and what thread combinations they're going to use. But I finished mine, hooray! So that is my one finished for the week. I had another that's very close to finished, but I'll get there. I also have my daily stitches. So I am working on A Year in Stitches by Caterpillar Cross Stitch. This is a free pattern that you can get if you sign up to their newsletter through their Facebook. I'll have the instructions below in the description. And this is where I am up to. So I am up to date. This is what my January and February is looking like. So I started here. I do have a little bead on the first of each month, which you can see a bit better in real life, but I think you can just see it there. And this is using the DMC, the called for, and is on 28 count ice blue Lugana. So really happy with how that's looking. We've had a bit of a mixed summer with some hot, some coolish days. Not cool, just coolish. And it's been really fun because so many people are stitching this one, and especially if they're in the Northern Hemisphere, they have the blues and the purples, which are just beautiful. I can't wait to get to them. And everyone's will look so different. I mean, mine will have the blues and purples in the middle, hopefully. But yeah, I did change the temperature range because I'm in Australia a bit. So that red, that was when it was over 40 degrees that day. So I think that's 105 Fahrenheit. So that was our hot day. But for us, we've definitely had a cooler summer, but that's okay. So going well with that one. And then I have my other daily stitch, which is 324 by Works by ABC. I'll put a picture of that one up. And here is mine. So how great is that looking? I just love this one. I have almost, I'm one day away from 5 full rows. Now this is really up to date, this one, because I actually put in today's block already. I did that this morning. So I am definitely right on where I should be. I've been doing a block a day since the 1st of November. Yes, so I did 30 days in November. I had a break in December and then went back and done a block each day, January and February. So this is on 36 count Antique White Linen, which is actually the called for. I'm doing it 2/2, so using the 2 strands. And how great is it looking? It's really coming together. And it's going to be a square, so obviously that's the width. Ooh, sorry. Had a friend join me. Hello, Amber. And it will be that high as well. Sorry to think of the word, but yeah, really excited. I love the rainbow gradient. So the next color we're going to get to is kind of the goldy yellow. So that's going to be pretty exciting, isn't it? But how fantastic does it look? Like the name 324, it uses 324 colors from DMC. So this is a really easy one to stitch if you have a DMC master set or you're building your DMC master set, because it will help you get a very long way there. So I do have statistics. Sorry, I dropped my notes on this one. I am up to 3,949 stitches out of 14,751 stitches, which is 26.77%. So really pleased with how that's going and how it's looking. Okay, so that's my daily stitches. Let's get on to my weekly whips. Now I had another whip go goal for February, and this was to get to 25% on Every Season by Tiny Modernist. I'll put a picture of that one up. And I am very, very, very pleased to announce that I did get to 25%. I got to 25.07%, so right on. And the reason why that was my goal is because this is my leap year SAL. So I started it on the 29th of February last year. And so we are 1 day less than a whole year in. And I'm 25%, which means I'm on track to get it done in 4 years, aren't I? So that's pretty exciting. Now, as you can see, I didn't quite finish the block. It was really close, but yeah, nearly there, nearly there. So I would like to get it out this month and just finish that block. So that's kind of, you know, done. And then I can start a new block. Maybe I'll start autumn next because I'm going into autumn down here in the Southern Hemisphere. But I love this. This is stitched on 32 count Garden Meadow Opal Lugana by Paddock Lane Designs. It's shiny and isn't it a beautiful fabric? I love it. And I think the mottling really adds to it. It's subtle, but it's there. And I'm just using the Called For DMC and I really love these colors. I think it's just looking spectacular. So fun, happy and cheery. And I know this was spring, but it was really nice, kind of summery block to stitch. So I didn't mind that at all. So that's where I'm up to. Now, stitch wise, I put 534 stitches in this week. That took me up to 4,161 out of 16,597, which is the 25.07%. So yeah, very excited. And then this whip is so close, so close. You'll be like, Adelaide, why didn't you finish it? Yeah, I didn't, did I? I didn't. And this is Valentine Quaker by Primrose Cottage Stitches. I'll pop a picture of it up. I started this in my 14 days of Valentine stitching. And here we are. Now, the reason I stopped here is because this is one whole skein of DNC 48. So if you're wondering how far one skein of variegated will take you, this is it. And doesn't it go a long way? Sorry. I'm very, very impressed. So I do have another skein. I do need to get it and put it on a floss drop and then finish the little bit I have. So I put into this 669 stitches and that brings me to 2,018 stitches out of 2,331. So I have just over 300 stitches to go and this is 86.57%. But how lovely does that look? Yeah, I love it. It's gonna be the cutest pillow ever. I need to go to Spotlight and get some pink rickrack or I don't know, some kind of trim for the pillow, but yeah, just gorgeous. Really cute. And this is on 28 count Antique White Lugana with that DMC thread. But I'm just amazed how good the variegation is. It goes from so light to so dark. Yeah, you do have to remember to stitch one cross at a time, which took me a while to get into, but now I am a big fan of it. And especially since it goes so far, I am very impressed by the DMC variegated. Sorry, give me a sec. I'm just going to put my puppy dog out. Okay, I'm back. So next I worked on my full coverage that well, in an ideal world, I'd get done by the end of the year, but I am putting in 1,000 stitches a week. So I'm making progress. And this is Mini Witchwood Express by Heaven and Earth Designs and the artwork's by Lisa Parker. I'll put a picture of it up, isn't it great? You can see the cat behind. That's obviously why I'm such a fan. The cats, trains, the Harry Potter vibes, it's just a perfect, perfect mix. And this is where I am up to. How great does it look? So I was very good. I put in 1,059 stitches and half of them were in the background and half of them were in the train. It's starting to come together. Like, yeah, you can really see the details now. So I'm excited by that. I'm going to keep trying to do that just to get that background done because it is getting a little bit tedious, all those grays, but I have this part to look at and I look at how good the smoke looks and I go, yeah, it is worth it. So just keep going, Adelaide, you can do it. And this brought me up to 21,287 out of 85,150, which is exactly 25%. Maybe I should just call this episode the 25%ers. Seems to be a bit of my number. this episode, but yeah, I'm so pleased with how it's looking. This is on 28 count Antique White Lugana. I'm stitching it with DMC 2/1/10 stitch, and you can see I have been gridding it myself. This is my first full coverage I ever started. It was actually, we should be coming up to just over a year because I started in February last year, and I didn't realize how wonderful gridded fabric was then. So I had to grid it myself with a water-soluble quilting pen. And actually a few people have asked me about it, so I'll put that in the description. But just a note of warning, if you do it with the water-soluble pen, you can never ever iron it. If you do iron it, the heat will set it and it won't come out. So just make sure if you're going to use it, do not iron it. I mean, it's less work for you, isn't it? Until you've washed it out. But yeah, really excited about this one and how it's going. Hopefully I can keep my pace up. And what else? I have also been, so I've been a bit Flosstube influenced by which whips I get out. The next whip I worked on was Once Upon a Time by the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery, which I don't think I've worked on since I started my Flosstube. Was that like July last year? Yeah, it's been a while. So why did I get this whip out, even though it's not on my 25 focus list? And I've got no goals for it whatsoever. And I've even said I have 2 other Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery patterns that I'm meant to be trying to finish this year. Well, I was watching Sally Stitches and Whip Parade. I think it's called Whip Parade, Whip or Not. I think it is, because she's deciding which project she's going to continue, which one she's going to pause for a while. I will link the video below. Sally Stitches Ann is fantastic, by the way. If you don't follow her, we like a lot of the same bright patterns, so I always watch her videos, and she's just so lovely, so kind, so amazing at finishing. Her finishes are incredible. If you want bright, colourful, happy inspiration, definitely watch her. So I'll link her below. And she has pulled this out for what she calls a stitch along. And it's what happens when there's been a stitch along a long time ago, and you either started it then or you started it later, but it's fully wrapped up and complete, and now you're stitching it alone. So I guess not fully alone, because when she brought this out at the beginning of her episode, I went, oh, I need to stitch on mine. So here it is. Now, I started mine in, it was the 12 by 12, New Year's Eve, December 2022. So it has been a while. And I had this great idea that I'd do a block in the month, in 2023, and I was good. I did January. And if you have a look at the pattern, actually, I'll just put it up. You can see each month is in there, but I didn't like that. I wanted the fairy tales. So I think that's really what brought me to my end. So I charted Snow White and got that in, and then the next one, instead of February, I did Frog Prince, which, really happy. And then yesterday, when I was watching her Flosstube, I had just started this piggy and didn't have this one done. So I did my 2 piggies, and I charted and put in 3 pigs. So now there's no excuse for not finishing this block or bringing the board around. It is charted, it is in. As you can see, the top of the wolf I put in 2, and I need to put him huffing and puffing. But yeah, I was really excited. It was so fun to stitch, to get this back out. The fabric's so beautiful. This is 28 count Toasted Mallow. It is a linen from Number 12 Stitch Co., an Australian linen dyer, and I just think it's fantastic. My colours are a bit different. I did brighten it up, which, it's what I used to do an awful lot. I've noticed when I get out my older projects. So it is all DMC, but I think the border especially is only meant to be the dark blue and the magenta. Maybe a little bit of the dark pink, but as you see, I've got light pink, I've got green, I've got some gold, blue. I'm just going to put all the colours in it as I go around. But yeah, really enjoyed this. And Sally has also put it into markup, and she said it's 21,000 stitches. So that did make me go, oh wow, it is a big one. But really, really fun to stitch. And I would like to get that 3 Pigs block finished this month. And technically I kind of be on track because it's March for the 3rd month, isn't it? And that's the 3rd block. We will see. We will see how this one goes. But yes, that was really, really fun to get out again. So thank you, Sally, for inspiring me with that. And then, oh, another thing I worked on this week was this one. So each week in my weekly rotation, I try and spend a night on a Christmas whip. And I felt like getting this one out. And this is Welcome to the North Pole by Primrose Cottage Stitches. It only comes in the booklet. It's not available in the PDF. And once again, I'll give you a good look. I have done a bit of a conversion in it in fabric and threads. So this is theirs, which is really, really beautiful. And this is mine. Slightly different, but I think it still looks good. Now I started this. This came out in Nashville, was it last year or was it the year before? I've had it for a while. And I started the first and then I really wasn't sure about my conversion. But I got it out the last Christmas and then I decided I really liked it again. My husband, my family really liked it. They wanted me to keep going. So I said, okay. So I put in pretty much all the snow. I'd started a little bit, but yeah. Oh, and quite a few of the blue kind of, I don't know, are they like almost little snowflakes, decorations. So I'm really pleased. It was about 600 stitches. Now I don't have, obviously it's a book, so I don't have it in Pattern Keeper or anything. So I don't have specific stitches. Like my last one, the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery, I don't actually have that in a program. I'm just stitching it from the pattern. But I know it's about 600 because the width of this pattern is 100. So I counted my rows and then I counted the snow that's kind of up here in between and went, oh yeah, that's about 600. And I was doing a challenge for one of the Facebook groups. So yeah, that was good. But this means I actually have part 1 completely done. So I'm very excited about that. The next part is the train, which, oh, wrong side. My family love trains, so they are very eager to see me stitch the train. So I think I will be picking this up again for another Santa Sunday. And this is on 32 count vintage blue whisper. It is a Zweigart pre-printed linen, and you can kind of see, you see it better in real life, but I think you can kind of see in the camera it's got a slight kind of mottling to it. So yeah, that was another bit of stitching I did this week that I'm really excited about and I want to get back to and start that train. So yeah, if you're interested in my conversions for any of them, you can email me and I'll send you what threads I'm using. But yeah, very, very pleased with that. And then on the back of that, I did touch one more whip this week, and that is one. It's a new SAL. It is by Tiny Modernist, the Fantastical Greenhouse. I am meant to have part 1 finished this month. No, it didn't happen. It didn't happen. I did do a bit on it. But I am wondering, I don't know. Look, I've got the picture up and the colours look really good in the picture. Maybe it's the fabric I've picked. Oh, hello. We've got a friend. Let me just move some stuff. This is Jetty, by the way. Hello. I don't know if you hear him purring. Go look at the camera. He's got pretty green eyes. Yes, they're both my friends at the moment. Anyway, sorry. Fantastical Greenhouse. The colours in the pattern are really pretty, but I'm not 100% on the colours of mine. So at the moment, this is 14 count aida, hand dyed by me, and I am using the called for DMC. But I am wondering if I need to undo kind of the reds, the oranges, and put in more pinky reds. And maybe even change the colour of the flowers to bright pink or something. I don't know. And then with mystery sales, you never know fully what it's going to look like. So her colours might work perfectly in the overall design. So I don't know. A new part will be out this weekend. So I thought maybe look at that and try and make a decision. I put 225 stitches in this week, so I'm up to 2,066 stitches out of 4,468, which is 46.24%. So that's where I'm up to. That's what I'm thinking. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think it looks good? Do you think it looks, I don't know, as bright as what I usually stitch? I don't know. I mean, it is hard because that's Christmas, but I think usually I do go for a bit punchier. Just holding up random bits of fabric here to help me make a decision. I don't know. Because I brightened that one up. I'm really happy with it. So yes, thinking about this. Thinking. But yeah, still working on it. So that is all my stitching I did this week, which, considering I had a few nights thread organising, isn't bad. I'm really excited it's done now. If you saw, I put a video out during the week on cutting up Rose Library, which I had to be very strong to do, but I hadn't been stitching on it because I wasn't happy with the count. So I do have some new starts lined up, but I haven't got there yet. At the same time, I have really been enjoying stitching on my whips. I was looking at my whip count and I've actually got it down to 43 because I had 48 in my whip parade, but I've had some finishes and obviously I UFO'd that Rose Library. So 43 is pretty good, and I'm close to a finish on Valentine Quaker, which take me down to 42. So I don't know, we'll see what this week brings. I did have one piece of haul, I guess you'd call it, and it was a digital PDF. Now, this is, I'll put a picture of it up, summer memory jars, although it was a long time ago in a cross stitcher magazine, and it was called Scenic Jars. And isn't it gorgeous? And isn't it funny? It popped up on Etsy this week and I thought, oh, I remember that. And I kept thinking, where did I remember it? And then it came to me. I saw Lauren from Cross Stitch Bunny stitch this, and I think she finished it like 2 years ago, but I just loved it. But it was when I was first getting into cross stitch, and it did look quite big and with the back stitch quite full on, and I thought, oh, you know what, I'll think about that later. Well, we are later, and I have bought the pattern from the Susan Bates Etsy store. I'll put the details below in my description. And isn't it gorgeous? I just love it. I know my summer's just coming to an end, but it's just so fun, and just all the little scenes, and you find, well, I found when I looked at it, like all different memories came to me, kind of connected with each one, like, you know, Hot Air Balloon Festival and Day at the Beach. Yeah, just good memories. And I thought, yeah, I need to stitch this piece. So that is my one piece of haul. I did get it into Pattern Keeper. It went into Pattern Keeper quite well, but I had to insert all the thread numbers. But it has 11,071 stitches in it, and so kind of not massive but not small, and it's meant to be that 180 by 120 size, so that's usually pretty easy to frame for me, so I'm quite pleased about that. So I was thinking about fabric, and obviously it's done in a white, and I could do it on a white, but I did have a look, and I have this. Put it on my board so you can see it. I'm not sure, it's very subtle fabric. So this is Bubblegum. It is a Lugana by Paddock Designs. Isn't it pretty? And it's got like pinks, yellows and greens going through it, which I thought would suit it. You see, I've got quite a big fat quarter of it, so I'm guessing it only needed half, but yeah, that was what I was thinking. I mean, as contrast, this is actually a little bit of white fabric I kind of use for dyeing for contrast. See, the white is very white, so it has got colour to it. It's just subtle. But yeah, so that's what I was thinking for it. I'm not sure if it'll be a start this week, but I just loved it. The colours, the vibe. It's a beautiful design. So that is one bit of haul I had this week. And then let's get to plans. So it is a new month, and new WIPGO numbers have been drawn. So I'm really pleased with how WIPGO's going so far. If you've been following me for a bit, you'll know in December I drew up a list of 25 projects, and then I have a blank WIPGO Whip Go board, and every month when the numbers are called, I move 2 projects over from my list over to my board. And it's working really well because it lets me put seasonal projects in. So talking of seasonal projects, I would like to put as one of my Whip Go numbers, number 9, Ode to Autumn. And this is the one I'm stitching. And this is from Cross Stitcher Magazine 2022 issue 388. Isn't it beautiful, the one on the front cover? They have, here's a nice picture of it inside. Oops, sorry about the glare, but I just loved it. I loved it and started it, and it's autumn tomorrow, so I need to get back to it because isn't it perfect? So this is now available as a PDF, and I'll put a picture of it up, but it's called Autumn Traditions. It's by Tiny Modernist. She put it in the magazine first, and then I guess after enough time had passed, she released it herself. And what I've done is, this is where I am up to so far. Isn't it fantastic? And I did stitch this from the magazine, but I think one of the reasons I put it away is that it was a bit tough to stitch from the magazine. I mean, the magazine has this chart positioned sideways, and yeah, it wasn't the most wonderful experience. Look, I'm just spoiled, aren't I? My pattern keeper and PDFs. So what I have done is I have bought the PDF Autumn Traditions, and I have marked off what I've done, and I am up to 3,755 stitches out of 13,531, which is 27.75%. Now, the interesting thing about the PDF is that there were 2 differences between the one in the magazine and the one in the PDF. And they were, the magazine one asked for these. So, I'm not sure if you can see, obviously I haven't put any beads in yet, but I have left the spaces for the beads. Can you see in the pumpkin? And in this house actually is the etoile. It has quite a shine in real life, but I don't know if you can see it. So in Tiny Modernist pattern, the PDF that's available, there's no beads. Instead, DMC 3820 is used. So she puts, it's a yellowy colour in the pumpkins, and also instead of the etoile thread, she uses, no, other way around, sorry. Instead of the etoile thread, she uses 3820, the yellow, and instead of the beads, she uses 722. Yes, that's right, in it. So I am going to have to keep that in mind. I really, really like the magazine one. I even got the same fabric. I mean, this is 28 count blue spruce linen that they used because I liked it so much. Not only have I purchased them, but I think the beads look good. Sorry, I'm just looking for the big picture to show you kind of up close. See the beads and the pumpkins? I think they look good. I like it. And I really like the color and the shine of the etoile thread when it's used. And it's also used in the moon. And I think it will just look stunning. So that is one thing I do have to keep in mind, that I want to keep the thread and the beads the magazine used. But yeah, that's definitely one goal. So I'm up to 27%. I'd really like to get to 50% by the end of March. That is my Whip Go goal. I'm putting it out here and now. But love this one and excited to get back to it in the season. And then my other Whip Go call is going to be a SAL I am behind on and I need to catch up. And this is the Arctic Animals SAL. So put a picture of it up. It's by the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. The last part is about to come out and I've got a bit behind. I don't think I've touched it this month. Oh, that's terrible, because it's such a fun, lovely stitch. How great does it look? So I have done part 7. So I'm pretty sure I've got 8, 9, 10 to catch up, and then 11 is coming out. So I have a bit of stitching ahead of me. I don't know how much. I haven't been able to get the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery patterns into any program easily. So yeah, I'm just stitching them from the regular pattern, but that's okay. it's still lovely, a fun stitch, and this is one of the Frosted Pumpkin stitcheries I would like to get done this year. So that is my other whip go. If I could even just catch up 8, 9, 10, how great would that be? I just have one part and I'd be finished. So that's my aim. This is stitched with the called for threads, the DMC. This is 28 count Lugana hand dyed by me. And I don't know why I put it in the middle of it. I think because I did Castle Homecoming. Well, I started Castle Homecoming. I got over halfway the year before. Need to get back to that one too. Which was a bigger one. And as you see, that Once Upon a Time was a bigger one. I just assumed in my head it'd be bigger. Yeah, it's not. I should read the size and put it in the cross stitch calculator and work it out properly, and that is what I'll do from now on. But yes, that is my Arctic Animal SAL. So excited to get back to that one. So they are my 2 whip go goals. I also have an autumn new start. I will be starting tomorrow, and just give me a sec, I'll just get the kit. Okay, I'm back. Sorry, I don't know why I didn't get it out. So I am starting this tomorrow. This is Caterpillar Cross Stitch Hello Pumpkin, one of their autumn trees. I'll put a big picture of it up. I did mean to start this at my 12 by 12, the New Year's Eve just gone, but it didn't happen. That's okay. So as it's the kit, I've got the perfectly wound threads. Isn't it nice colours? Really autumnal. Excited about that. And I have the Lugana kit to stitch it on. So, oh, I should serge it. I'll have to do that. But yes, so that is, I guess, another plan I've got starting tomorrow, which is pretty exciting. In an ideal world, I can dream about having all 4 of their trees done. They have 1 for each season, but for now, starting the autumn one, Hello Pumpkin, will be a really good start. So that is another plan I'm excited about. And then the other thing I had, which is a future start, is the sneak peek came out of Lola Crow's SAL this year. Now, I've never done a Lola Crow pattern. I really like some of them, but some of them are a bit old for my kids. And some of them have kind of a darker element to them, which, as you know, I'm usually brighter. But this one this year is called Extraordinary Birds. And I'll put the sneak peek up and look at them. They are rainbow lorikeets, which are Australian parrots. They are so cheeky and so naughty and chatter so loudly. And yeah, when I walk my kids to school, yeah, we see them. They love being in the bottle brush bushes as we walk up, and they're so naughty. Some even dive bombed my son the other day. Like nothing, no pecking, just kind of flew near him to the next tree, and then they all kind of had a chatter and a giggle about it afterwards, which my kids just thought it was great. They're so beautiful in real life. So as soon as I saw that, I went, oh, I want to stitch it. I mean, I don't know, even if I don't like the rest of it, wouldn't that be the most gorgeous small? I'm sure I'll like the rest of it. So I was thinking about fabric because I went on her Facebook page and had a look for more details, and it is going to be 185 by 225, so quite big, and it needs to be a fabric that shows white. So I was looking through and I found I had another piece that I dyed at the Lugana I'm using for my Arctic Animal SAL. Oh, it looks quite good, doesn't it? Happy with that. And let's see if we can see. So this is my Arctic Animal SAL, and I think it does show up the white because there are quite a few white animals there. So yeah, I did think that it could also work for her SAL, which is great. I mean, if you've already got the fabric, that's fantastic, isn't it? So that is what I'm thinking for the SAL. I just need to wait for it to come out. So it goes on pre-sale March 1st, and the stitching starts April 4th. So I'm guessing there's going to be some kind of frame. That's usually what she does. And then weekly patterns May to August. So I'm not saying that I will keep up to date, but that is something else that's in my plans. Another thing that's in my plans, but very long term, is my daughter has fallen in love. She is 6, and she has found a mermaid that shares her name, and this is Cordelia by Bella Filipina. So I think we actually saw it on Lauren Cross Stitch Bunny's video when she was going to a Mirabilia retreat, I think it was. Oh, no, Bella Filipina retreat it would be, wouldn't it? Though they do show lots of other fancy ladies at them. Anyway, one of the retreats she went to, she was showing all other people's work, and yes, my daughter saw this, loved it, and then found out she was called Cordelia, and that was it. It was just love. And so I have been asked several times, when am I stitching her mermaid? And I'm like, oh, I've never done a Bella Filipina. It's gonna be interesting. And you know how I love beading. Yeah. So I've been looking into gathering supplies, and I have found that 4 Kranich threads are needed, but I can't seem to order them from anyone. So I was gonna ask, if you've stitched Fancy Ladies and usually you use Kranichs, is there another thread you substitute for the Kranichs if you can't get them? Or is this just something you just wait for until they eventually come in stock? So that is my question, and any tips for stitching Bella Filipinas will be appreciated as well, because this would be my first one. And as a side note, if you're not watching Lauren from Cross Stitch Bunny, you definitely should go check her out. She has amazing projects. They are gorgeous, they are colourful, she has a great range, and she has a really lovely voice. She's so nice to listen to. She's really excited and enthusiastic about stitching, so I'll link her below as well. Definitely check her out. That is stitching haul plans. We're on it. Now on to mentions. I have some really big thank yous. The first big thank you is to everyone that was so lovely and left me a comment wishing me congratulations last week on the 3,000 subscribers. Thank you. I'm just so touched. So touched. I appreciate it so much, and I'm so glad you're enjoying my videos. That's so lovely to hear. The giveaway is open for 1 more week, so if you haven't watched last week's and you're interested in the giveaway, watch that and follow the instructions and the words and comment below. So yeah, I'll next week have some giveaway winners, which is pretty exciting. And I also wanted to thank Pam and Steph from Just Keep Stitching. I am their silver floss tuber for the episode that's just come out. So wow. I mean, yeah, they're just amazing, lovely ladies. It was so nice of them to pick me for this week. I had such a thrill, and yeah, I'm sure you've all heard of them and you all already watched them anyway. But yeah, thank you so much, Pam and Steph. I really do appreciate that. And I also wanted to thank Katie, Jeremiah's mum. We're playing a bit of video tag. Who knew? There's sport in cross-stitch videos. So yeah, she tagged me in her last video, so now I have to tag her. So if you're not following her, go and watch her. She has amazing, fun whips, and she's really lovely to watch too. So I will link her below too. It's now your turn, Katie. And yeah, I think that is it for me this week. So thank you so much everyone for watching. Thanks for all the comments, the likes, and subscribes. Thanks for all the help. Whenever I have an issue or a question, I just have to ask, and I get so much wonderful, helpful information. So thank you. It means a lot to me. Have a great week. I will see you next week with hopefully lots of stitching for another weekly update. Take care and bye.